It's WYMT Mountain News at 5:30.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. Hazard City officials declared a water supply emergency this afternoon. They are asking everyone to conserve water any way they can. Crews work near Memorial Gym and Hazard on one water line break. Officials say breaks like that are part of the problem. And that's where we find WYMT's Macy Marie live with more. Macy?
Steve, here next to Memorial Gym and Hazard, you can take a look. Crews out here for most of the afternoon working on one of the breaks. That's one of the big issues causing that water supply shortage here in Hazard. They've been hard at work this afternoon trying to fix that problem, and they tell me they're starting to wrap up right now. Now, that's not one of the only issues leading to the water supply shortage. City officials also tell me an increased use, including leaving your faucets dripping during these frigid nights, are causing some of that water supply shortage. Go ahead and take a look at this. Here's some video from earlier when crews were working on the line break and water coming out there. Because of the shortage, officials are asking for people to help conserve in any way they can. They're also asking both households and businesses to cut back on their use for now.
We do have a lot of water in the ground, so the water being available to the water plant is not our problem. The problem is just the distribution once it goes through the plant and to the storage tanks being used so fast out of those. So if they can cut back on any unnecessary water usage at home, cut back on a couple loads of laundry.
Officials also say during this time, all car washes that use Hazard water are closed. Also, laundry facilities are being asked to cut back on water usage. Those are the ones using Hazard water. And they do say, city officials tell me, as temperatures begin to warm up, they want you to stop leaving your faucets dripping. Those pipes will not be at risk of freezing up as the temperatures do warm up, and they're hoping this problem can resolve itself. For now, live in Hazard, Macy Marie, WYMT Mountain News.
And Macy was correct. We are going to start to warm up, which means you do not have to leave your faucets dripping tonight, or really as we head into the rest of the 7-day week. Now, if you look here on the UVA Wise Virginia cam, you could see mostly cloudy skies have really taken over the area for today, and that will continue throughout the evening. Hopefully, we'll start to see those break as we head into the overnight hours. Mostly cloudy skies are also taking over here at WYMT, but at least it's starting to feel a little bit better out there. Satellite and radar shows that rain, a little bit of snow and a little bit of mix that moved through a little bit earlier this morning. Most of the snow stayed to the north along I-64, especially up into Moorhead. But as we scan the skies now, looking at pinpoint Doppler, it is looking like a clean sweep, and the good news is we'll see that continue as we head into the weekend. Temperatures are starting to warm up, especially down into the Cumberland Valley, those upper 40s to lower 50s. A lot of us are into those lower 40s, some spots still below freezing up into Moorhead and Ashland, but I promise a warm up is on the way. So coming up in just a little bit, we have a couple things we need to talk about. Beautiful weekend ahead and also a warm work week ahead, but those daily rain chances arrive once again. We'll have that and more coming up in just a little bit. Steve.
Thank you very much, Paige. A lot of people in a central Kentucky community had a rude awakening this morning. A loud noise startled them just after 2 a.m. WYMT's Phil Pendleton spoke to a man who knows all too well that sometimes loud noises can mean a call to action.
Okay, you're with Charlie on AM 1230 WHIR.
Waking others up is routine for Charlie Perry, the morning announcer on a Danville radio station.
Better as tomorrow for a Saturday, by the way, which is Groundhog Day.
But early Friday morning, he was the one woken up by a loud noise that many others in the area also heard.
Well, it was about 2:30 this morning, and it sounded like a thud. I mean, I heard something boom, and I go, what was that? No, I didn't know. I had no idea what it was.
Perry immediately started thinking about not only what it was, but what his response might have to be on the radio.
And I guess it didn't seem like it was last year that we had the great ice storm, and we all had to go into action, whether radio, TV, or first responders.
As it turns out, that noise came from a home here in Junction City. A trailer fire, a camper fire, broke out very early this morning, and the explosions people heard were propane and oxygen tanks going up in flames. That fire was some 3 to 4 miles from Perry's home in South Danville, and it quickly became the talk of the town.
Yes, I did. I did give some reports on it this morning. morning, had a couple of calls and people that were also like me, you know, they'd heard the thud, the boom sound and wondered what it was.
The camper trailer was destroyed, but little else was damaged, and no one in the home the trailer sits behind was hurt. In Boyle County, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
The Junction City Fire Department responded to that fire. We still don't know what caused it. The city of Paradise, California, devastated by last year's wildfires, is facing another danger. It could lose more than $1.5 billion from FEMA. The town recently passed an ordinance allowing people to live in trailers on the property where their burned homes are. FEMA says that arrangement puts people too close to toxic waste. It's threatening to pull the money if the town does not find a solution. The problem is people in Paradise just don't know where else to go.
Because if we lose the money, we lose the town. And I don't like it. I don't know what our options are.
Leaders there say they have a meeting planned for Monday to decide what to do. 2 people pleaded guilty today to abusing and neglecting a vulnerable adult at a Hazard mental and physical disability facility. Penny Cottle entered an Alford plea, meaning she pleaded guilty while unable or unwilling to admit guilt. Her recommended sentence is 3 years. John Hunley was sentenced to 3 years, probated for 5 years. Investigators say Hunley dragged someone participating in adult day training, causing significant injury, and that Cottle, who acted as a caregiver, did not arrange medical treatment. Some of the old ways are being taught again in eastern Kentucky. Big Sandy Community and Technical College will be offering a sustainable agriculture certificate, which prepares students for a variety of jobs in agriculture. This program will provide space for multiple generations of students to work together and take a closer look at understanding the health and wellness through growing our own food.
We'll be offering courses starting this March leading toward a sustainable agriculture certificate. So we're looking to get students on campus that may have had an interest in agriculture or not sure what direction they wanted to go. And so we're offering this new program.
Classes for the course begin in March. You can find more information on our website, WYMT.com. Dr. Aaron Thompson, the president of the Kentucky Council on Post-Secondary Education, visited his hometown in Clay County today for a listening tour to discuss the importance of higher ed. WYMT's Taylor Upchurch was there as students, faculty, and staff picked his brain for ideas on how to get more students to say yes to college.
Connecting with students through conversation and occasionally a selfie.
Sometimes we teach and we don't listen and we don't know if they learn.
Dr. Aaron Thompson, president of Kentucky Council on Post-Secondary Education, says students need pathways to college in order to get better opportunities. In Clay County, he is anything but disappointed. Caitlin Jackson says he broke the stereotypical thought for students living in a small town.
Being from, a small family, Clay County, not everybody makes great money, and that's kind of a problem, but not to worry about the price, just do what your heart's set on. And
the listening tour put many problems and thoughts into perspective. Logan Bowling says he feels better about college rates and accessibility.
I know some kids getting 14s and 13s who want to go to college but just don't think it's for them. So I think the ACT, not really judging how you get into college, really helps.
Perhaps the biggest question of all, pension. How will the state and its students afford to go?
When they had education, they had less of an opportunity in the downturn of the economy, they stayed employed. But you know what else? They do pay taxes also. And they're better civically engaged. So we've got to think about funding now is an opportunity for good investment for our future.
Developing young leaders. In Clay County, Taylor Upchurch, WYMT Mountain News.
To find out more about how to connect with CPE and President Thompson, you can go to WYMT.com. Coming up on Mountain News at 5:30, the spotlight is on Atlanta for the Super Bowl this weekend. But the town is no stranger to bright lights. After the break, why some people call Atlanta the Hollywood of the South. And in your Money Watch report, another hit for General Motors as they plan to lay off thousands of employees.